Today I thought I would go over the process flow I use when creating information graphics. Obviously information graphics are comprised of two things. First, information, and the second part is graphics. So to start is the information itself. First, I'll look at the specifications of the data. I'll try to identify what data is needed, the characteristics of the data that I'll be collecting, the different sources, whether they be from databases or spreadsheets, from interviews, what have you. And then the availability of the data. Do we have it on hand? Is it something that needs to be collected? Is it something that needs to be collected on an ongoing basis? Then there's the actual collection of the data, which can be manual or programmatic, depending on what the situation is. If it's manual, we will obviously have one of our marketing companies gather that data for us. Then there's the storage of the data. Sometimes the data that we receive is already in databases and we can leave it there. However, sometimes we need to consolidate the data from multiple sources into one database. We look at the security measures we need to place upon the data and the availability of the data yet again. And then we'll look at the mediums of the data, whether it's in flat files or databases, or if it needs to have data input. Next, we'll look at the organization of the data, which can be reporting, but also how it's going to be organized within the database itself for the tables. And then we'll have validation of the data. We'll clean the data, make sure it's useful, and make sure the data is correct, so we're reporting on the proper information. Once we're done looking at the data and analyzing the data, we'll move to the graphics side of the information graphics. Here we have to do specifications again to make sure we are meeting what our client needs. We'll look at the presentation medium. So what are they going to be using? Is it going to be PowerPoint slides? Will it be movies? Will it be handouts? What the refresh rate is. Sometimes our information graphics are processing data real time and refresh in real time, so we need to see how often we have to refresh the data. And that's going to change the requirements of the presentation medium. And then we'll look to see if we're going to be producing flat images, movies, or WAV files. Next, we'll move into the design phase. In the design phase, we'll look at what the best way is to present the data. Then we'll have a checkpoint. So once we've made our initial designs, we'll make 2 or 3 initial designs and present it to our clients to make sure that we are meeting what their needs are, and that's where we will discuss and report go back and do another design phase based off of input. Next, we'll move to our beta creation of the graphic as required. So we'll do any development and automation that's needed for the graphic. And then we'll try to automate the process to make sure that this can sustain going forward. And then there's final delivery of the product to our clients. Now, if anywhere along the way, and let's say in the beta creation, we have something that is unsatisfying to the client, what we'll do is we'll collect the information, what's making it unsatisfying, and then we will find a solution for that and then move back to an early stage in the process. And we'll repeat this process until we have our final product delivered to the client.